Welcome to another Soccer Down Here 1v1. Time to catch up with, let's just go ahead and call it a special K1v1. Mike Kelleher hanging out with us from the Charleston Battery. First and foremost, Mike, welcome back. Congratulations.
Thanks, John. Good to be here.
All right, so how did this come to pass with Hibs? Because you had alluded to it, the last special K that we had for Charleston Battery Weekly, but how did this come to pass, this relationship?
Yeah, it's been quite a few months in the making, but it stems back to a couple of years ago. I got introduced to Ron Gordon, who is now the owner of Hibernian, and we met at Soccer X down in Miami. I think just over 2 years ago now. Stayed in contact, and he said he had an interest in buying a European club, and obviously when it came up, it was Hibernian. I congratulated him. We stayed in communication. And then his son moved to Charleston probably 4 or 5 months ago, and he sent me an email. So my son's moving there. He's very much involved with the club. Love to get you two together. And it started with a conversation like that, and here we are now with a full blown partnership from top to bottom. So let's see where it goes.
And this is one of those really cool partnerships where you're already seeing players that we're used to seeing with the Charleston Battery getting the opportunity to go and spend time over, where both of the franchises get to learn about operations and share all the knowledge that's there, and it comes to scouting and physio and all. I mean, this is a three-dimensional thing we're talking here.
Yeah, absolutely, John. Look, there's a number of partnerships, and the previous company I was involved with was working with partnerships with football clubs, and we've seen there's a number in our league as well, and sometimes they're at different levels. It might be a commercial reasons for the partnership. It might be football related, but I think having direct conversation, dialogue with the owner makes us open to anything anything we want to do. And the headline is obviously the two players that are going to train with Hibernian that are there now. Players potentially coming the other way, but I think we have a huge opportunity to learn and broaden our horizons in how they run their organisation. They have a lot more years in business than we do, and not saying things are right or wrong, but I think it's an exciting time to be involved.
All right, so did when the situation presented itself, did Leland and Robbie sit there and go, "Oh, I want to go, I want to go"? I mean, how did that come down?
I think there's a nice interview. You'll see Leland, and he was taken aback. I think at first with it, because I think that in the players' minds, and we made a point of not letting the players know about it as we were coming towards the end of the season. We didn't want anything to distract from what we were trying to do on the field and have their minds wander elsewhere. So I think they'd mentally probably adjusted to having some time off and wherever that may be. So Leland said, I was taken aback, but then obviously once you realise what the opportunity is, very excited. Robbie was going home anyway, and he was going to be in Scotland and not too far away. And I sat down with Robbie and said, "This is the opportunity." He was looking forward to it. And it was quite interesting to see their reactions.
So when it comes to travel and meetings, I know that right now in the age of COVID, it's a lot of Zoom and all this kind of stuff. But these initial conversations, now that this relationship is in print, it is there in front of you. I imagine that there's conversations going, what are conversations like? It's like, so, hey, how's it going over there at Hibs? We want to check in with our guys. I mean, literally you're doing international business now, but because of how we are in this time of COVID-19, it almost seems like it's easier to do business because of the immediacy that you can have these days.
No, very true, John. I mean, the epidemic has brought technology to a new level in terms of international business or any business for that matter. First and foremost, the good piece is Ian is here in town. He's in Mount Pleasant, and we have a weekly call or a coffee or whatever it may be. So it's been unique having somebody who works for a European football club on your doorstep. I don't think there's too many, particularly the owner's son. There's not too many of those, I don't think, around the country. So that's been great. And we also went with Graham Matthey, who's the sporting director there at Hibernian. We've done some Zoom calls with him. He's very much in charge of the whole football side of the business in Scotland. So been excellent to work with so far, and really we're supposed to go over there. Myself and Mike Anhauser were supposed to be there, but looking forward to doing that. That'll be something to engross ourselves in what's going on at the club there.
When those instances happen, right now Hibs is fourth in the table behind Rangers, Celtic, and Aberdeen, and so This is pretty much how things were expected to lay out, with Dundee United kind of hanging out there as well. When you get the opportunity to finally go over, and you and Coach Anhauser finally get the opportunity to go over, what are you looking forward to seeing? What's on the checklist to sit there and say, okay, I want to see how this works. I want to see how this works. I want to see how this works. Is there a list of things that you want to check off and go, okay, this is going as I thought. This is going as I thought. I'm learning this. I'm learning this. I'm learning this. What's on your mind when you want to take that trip?
Yeah, I think a number of things, and you know, how they. It could be anything at the moment. I mean, there's some specifics I really want to do. How is the football side of the business set up? How do they do their scouting of players? How do they scout their young players? How many, you know, the sports science piece, which is, you know, come on leaps and bounds, more so in England in terms of football than in, certainly at USL level. But how are they managing things there? You know, I had the opportunity to work with a number of clubs, or I've got some good connections at a number of clubs. Some at the English Premier League level, and there'd be no point us, the Charleston Battery, with all due respect to the Charleston Battery, going over and looking at what an English Premier League side does, because it'd be like us going to see, you know, what the, you know, I'm trying to think exactly Atlanta Falcons do, or you know, even Atlanta United, because we're not comparing apples to apples. Now, Hibernian are still a level or three above where we're at, but at the same time, it's a little bit more achievable, attainable. Or, you know, they've got two sports scientists, maybe we could get one. I don't know. Those are the sort of things that are interesting to me. You know, as well as how do they structure a sponsorship deal? What's their community outreach like? What are they doing there? And you know, they'll have different things. They also got another football club, big professional club in the same city. You know, we have other things going on in our city that we've got to compete with in terms of, you know, ticket sales, whether it be the Charleston, you know, River Dogs or the Stingrays. But interested to see how they handle that, what their relationship is like with the other clubs, and go from there. And just to follow up on that, you know, I think it's incredibly important for Mike to go because we want to have that relationship where we're identifying players. Obviously, there'll be a number of players in their development group. They're under 23s, and this was the conversation from day one. You know, we've been in partnerships before where you get given players. You know, suddenly you're going to take this left back. We want you to play him, and which is great. But at the same time, your current left back is now out the team because the bigger club is saying you've got to take him. Well, from day one, we said, look, if we come over, we'd like to come over. If you can, where possible, give a list to Mike Anhauser of 7, 8, whatever the number is, players that may have an opportunity to come to America. And then we can identify them. Where do they fit in at this time of year? We're looking at them now, so we can structure the rest of the roster, the squad that we're building around that, and have that in mind. So I think that's really important, that we'll have a group of players that would be our choice to come over, whether it's 1, 2, 3, whatever the number is, and that Mike gets a say in that from day one.
I could make a Neil Lancaster comment, but I'm not going to, and I'm just going to go straight to the SPFL here. What do you think the SPFL could learn from the USL Championship?
I think you know, and not just the SPFL. I think there's a lot to be learned. You know, cross branding or cross continent, whatever it may be. You know, I've worked on both sides of the Atlantic in sport, and I think there's a lot of things we do well in this country, and not just through the USL Championship. You know, the marketing, the branding, you know, even our club now, the community outreach that we're starting to do. I think there's a number of things there. Now, I'm not saying Hibernian are not doing that, or the SPFL are not doing that, but I think the way we promote ourselves, I think there's lots of things that we can pick up, even if it's a small thing, and you adapt it to the culture and the environment that you're in. It's you know, I remember leaving the Premier League 19 years ago. It would be impossible, and I was working with the academies. You know, running the academy leagues, you couldn't just pick up the academies and go, right, we're going to do that now in America, because of all the cultural differences and the history. And it's the same, I think, in pretty much any aspect of the game and of the football club. So, but always things to learn. I think it's open-minded on both sides of the clubs, you know, on both clubs, that I think I would have thought Hibernian are looking to see what we're doing and how they can adapt to what they do.
All right. So the next couple of things on the to-do list, you can break as much news as you want here.
Yeah.
In this but when it comes to the next things on the list, what are the next things on the list with the relationship?
With the relation, well, as I said, the first one is let's monitor how the players do. They're in quarantine right now, as is the norm, going over to the UK. So Leland, I was in contact with him earlier this week. Very bored, but he can't leave an apartment for 14 days, and I'm not even to go out for a walk. So I'm not sure how I would handle that. But a young man who's an athlete, you know, even more so. But he's excited. You know, he's looking forward. I think next Tuesday or Wednesday he'll be on the pitch and training. And I'm sure he's looking forward to that. So let's see how they do. I think that's the real thing right now. Let's see how these two fare, and you know, how if you know, obviously we'd love them to be offered a contract to play in the Scottish Premier League, but if not, how far away are they? What sort of player do we need to send? You know, where's the difference? So that's the first piece. The next piece then is the players coming this way, and you know, this with the modern world that we have, we can see their players. You know, they send us a link and we're watching their players. They say, look at this player, number 10, wherever he may be, and they've got a couple out on loan to lower division clubs that they've said in Scotland that they said may be available to us. So that's the interesting piece as well. So, and then at some point, trying to book that trip in the new year for Mike and I to go over.
So do you get a free subscription to the SPFL version of iFollow so you can keep an eye on things?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, they have, believe it or not, they've sent me the link for the game. So for their first team games anyway, and we know we're not going to be getting their first team players. But ESPN Plus has shown a lot of Scottish football now as well, like every other league, I think, which is great. I was just watching Iran earlier today on ESPN Plus. It's incredible.
All right, so my last question for you, and thanks for hanging out with us for another round of Special K with a fantastic announcement with the Charleston Battery and Hibs. Does this mean that we now get to buy Hibs gear from the Charleston Battery store? Does that get thrown into the merch now too?
We've already had an email, we've had a discussion, we're looking at that, and I think that's something that very much will happen. Yeah, I think that'll be exciting, and maybe there's a co-branded T-shirt or something along the way that we can throw in somewhere. But no, absolutely. Those things are all open for anyone to do. So yes, well, I think that's an easy win.
Another round of Special K with Mike Kelleher, CharlestonBattery.com. The Battery and Hibernian right now 4th in the table in the SPFL relationship that has now started with Robbie Crawford, Leland Archer hanging out, hoping to get some reps with Hibs. Mike, thanks for another round of Special K. Very, very cool. I know you teased it last time. It's good to actually see it in full form. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks, John.